Okay. Time to do an audio check. I see they had my audio turned off again, which is kind of weird. Wait till we get a few on here and we get going. Okay. Everything's looking pretty good, I guess. Time to do an audio check. I see they had my audio turned off again. Okay. Kind of weird. GM Railroad, hello. Hello, Liquid Gal. So, I take it the audio is good. Wait till we get a few on here. Not sure if I'm dropping frames. There's Faye. Ben. Pretty good, I guess. Phil. It looks like I'm dropping frames. I just got to check in my software. Okay. Hang on, folks. I'll be right with you. Railroad, hello. Hello, Liquid Gal. So, I take it the audio is good. There's always something, isn't there? Not sure if I'm dropping frames. What's going on here? Ben? Yeah, I was dropping frames. I think I'm okay now. An echo? It looks like I'm dropping frames. I just got to check in my software. Hang on, folks. I'll be right with you. Railroad, hello. Let's try that. See if that's any better. Let me know if the echo is gone, and if it is, we can get going with this. Hopefully that took care of it. And now it says I'm frozen. I'll see what's going on. I try to. It must be in the studio. Okay, that's looking better now, I think. Saying now everything is excellent and healthy. So let's see what's going on here. It could be camera software now, who knows? Or it could be studio. I think we're good to go. Marie, you're okay over there? That's good. I hope the echo's gone. And I hope the camera's working. So I'll just do one more check. Am I frozen or 5x5 now? That's what I wanted to see. Thank you very much. All good. Perfect. This studio seems, I don't know what's going on. I noticed that Northern Perspective had no audio on a couple of their live streams too, shortly, a while back. Not quite sure what's going on. Anyways, let's get into it. I was looking at these huge, massive data centers. For American friends, it would be a data center. I guess we pronounce things a little differently sometimes, or sometimes we just copy Americans. And by the way, to our American friends, I hope you're having a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. I hope you're having good weather and everything is good. So, let's see. The data centers. They're massive and they're popping up really fast. I was checking in to see what was going on in Canada. And what I come up with here is I asked who better to ask about AI data centers than AI? We'll see. So I asked Grok a simple question. It was, how many AI data centers are planned for Canada? And here's what came up. It said there is no single official precise count of planned AI data centers in Canada, as many are in early proposal stages. They face regulatory hurdles or may not proceed. However, see, there's a however there. Canada is seeing significant interest and activity in large-scale AI-focused data centers, often 100 plus megawatts, with some in the hundreds of megawatts or gigawatt range, driven by federal and provincial strategies. Cheap, available power in places like Alberta and hydro-rich provinces, and demand from hyperscalers and AI firms. Highlights Alberta is the hottest spot due to its AI data centers strategy, abundant natural gas, land, and incentives. As of September of 2025, the Alberta Electricity System Operator had 33 proposals. That's around 20.7 gigawatts, speculative. Only a subset, around 15, were viable, with 1.2 gigawatt approved in one round. But they're advancing seriously and more applications are expected. Notable examples, Wonder Valley. This is O'Leary Ventures, that's Kevin O'Leary. O'Leary Ventures backed multi-GW potential, gigawatt, touted as one of the world's largest. Synapse Data Center in Olds is around 1 gigawatt, a $10 billion project with on-site power. They faced regulatory rejection, but they may reapply. Other provinces, Bell Canada, multiple AI facilities, they plan them, including a 300 megawatt one in Saskatchewan and 6 in British Columbia, some already operating. That's up to 500 megawatt total. Hive Buzz announced a 320 megawatt gigafactory near Toronto. Microsoft is expanding Azure regions with new AI cloud capacity coming online 2026. Other mentions include projects in Ontario near Toronto Waterloo, Quebec expansions, Winnipeg Jet AI campus, and more from players like Cohere, eStruxure, and others. They want to build one in the Tantramar Marshes in New Brunswick too. That's, as far as I know, that's a go-ahead. I'm not sure. The federal push. In early 2026, Canada issued a call for proposals that closed in February for sovereign, large-scale AI data centers greater than 100 megawatts. Government is investing $2 billion of our money via sovereign AI compute strategy to boost domestic capacity. Who knows who owns that or who has shares in it? We can only guess. Overall, Canada has hundreds of existing data centers. They range from 239 to 309 total. But the new builds and expansions number in dozens of serious proposals. And then I said, why the push for these? Like, what's the big rush on getting these built? All of a sudden, they want them all done at once. It said the push for AI data centers in Canada stems from a mix of economic, strategic, competitive, and geographic advantages. Governments, federal and provincial, see them as critical infrastructure for the AI era, similar to how countries race to build semiconductor fabs or energy capacity. Here's the breakdown of the reasons. Economic growth, jobs, and investment attraction. Alberta alone aims for up to $100 billion in such infrastructure over 5 years. Promises thousands of construction jobs and hundreds of ongoing high-tech roles. Okay, so they're going to have a whole bunch of construction jobs to build it, and then those jobs are gone. And then other people's jobs will be replaced by AI. They drive broader economic multipliers, tax revenues, local spending, and ecosystem growth. That's during construction, I would say. After construction, I'm not sure on that. Position Canada as a North American hub, especially as an overflow or lower cost alternative to strained U.S. markets. I don't know, maybe that's part of the Carney's New World Order that he wants. Canada to be the hub for AI. We're going to go a lot deeper into this, you know that, right? Sovereign AI and data sovereignty. Canadian sovereign AI compute strategy with $2 billion in federal commitments, in taxpayers' commitments, so put it that way. They want to build a domestic compute capacity so Canadian researchers, businesses, SMEs, and governments aren't overly reliant on foreign, and then they put in brackets, especially U.S. hyperscalers. This ensures Canadian data stays under Canadian law jurisdiction. Supports, is that a good thing? I'm not so sure about that. Supports national security and anchors homegrown AI champions. Sovereign here often means not just located in Canada, but with greater Canadian control or priority access, greater Canadian control. Over what? Boosts AI adoption across sectors like sciences, energy, manufacturing, and public services. So they say we got a cool climate, we got lots of hydropower, so and lots of land available. Well, the land's got to be available close to the power source, though. So how much is actually available and how much is going to be just confiscated? Proximity to the huge U.S. market for serving American clients while benefiting from Canada's stable regulations and incentives. The Liberals are always saying, or forever saying, we got to get away from America. We cannot be dealing with America. Well, here they're saying that's going to be good so we can deal with America, and I think we should be, but the Liberals want it both ways, apparently. Global AI race and strategic positioning. AI training requires enormous GPUs. Without that domestic capacity, they fall behind in innovation, productivity, and economic competitiveness. There's a whole bunch more to this than that. Let's go down here. In short, it's about turning Canada's geography, energy, and policy into a competitive edge in the multi-trillion-dollar AI infrastructure boom, while addressing the risk of compute shortages that could hinder domestic innovation. There are challenges: grid strain, water use, local opposition. That's all, yeah. But proponents view the upsides as transformative for long-term prosperity. The landscape evolves quickly with new announcements. Well, what are the alternatives for AI? Let's see. I decided to ask another question. And I said, I'll bring this up, I'll show you what I asked. Will AI be used for surveillance to increase efficiency? Yes. AI is already being used for various forms of surveillance and monitoring to increase efficiency, and this trend is expanding in Canada and globally. It applies to public safety, borders, workplaces, retail, traffic, and more. The core benefits cited are faster threat anomaly detection, reduced false alarms, less manual review of footage data, predictive capabilities, and resource optimization. The current and planned uses in Canada: border security. Well, maybe they could start at the airport with that for the people flying in from, say, I don't know, Middle East. Travel compliance indicator, an AI predictive model that scores travelers for compliance using historical data. It screens at land crossings to streamline processing while enhancing security. Broader AI plans exist for screening everyone entering the country, which is fine if it goes for everyone and not giving some people a free pass. Law enforcement and policing. Several police services, York, Peel, Calgary, Edmonton, use or pilot facial recognition, AI on CCTV, body cameras, or databases, sometimes via tools like Clearview AI. Edmonton tested AI-equipped body cams for high-risk watch lists. This speeds up suspect identification and investigations. Public safety and urban monitoring. Sorry, that's a big word. Municipalities use AI for traffic management, anomaly detection in CCTV, tree cover analysis, and crowd monitoring, like maybe protests against the PM and his gang. Quebec cities have applied it for urban oversight, so they're watching the people. Quebec has really got it going there, it sounds like. Agencies like CSIS, RCMP, CSE pilot AI for transcribing, analyzing audio, open source monitoring, document review, and large-scale data processing to handle volume efficiently. Government operations, federal AI strategy for the public service. Seems they can't do it anyways. They might need AI for that. Targets efficiency gains in services with broader adoption in immigration and other areas. So it's a broader global context. And it's for crowd dynamics, person detection, behavior anomalies, like boom boom detection, shoplifting protection, privacy and oversight and challenges. Canada has frameworks like proposed Artificial Intelligence and Data Act and Privacy Act. And the critics, civil liberties groups, raise concerns about mass surveillance risks, bias, especially against certain communities, like those that don't agree with the government maybe, lack of consent, function creep. Police use facial recognition. Use of it has faced scrutiny and legal challenges. Relation to the centers, these facilities provide the massive compute needed for training and running such AI systems at scale. They aim for domestic capacity, partly to control these capabilities under Canadian laws, though much surveillance AI can run on existing or smaller infrastructure. So that's kind of a long-winded answer to that question, but that still didn't go deep enough. So I went one more, a little farther, and asked, could AI be used to control food distribution, travel, fuel limits, etc.? Well, yes, it could. AI could be, and to a significant extent already is used to optimize, monitor, and influence, or in some scenarios, enforce food distribution, travel, fuel, energy use, and similar resources. This is primarily for efficiency, resilience, cost reduction, safety, and sustainability goals, but it also enables greater centralized visibility and potential control, especially when combined with surveillance and digital IDs. Smart infrastructure. The food distribution, demand forecasting, and inventory predicts using sales data, weather, social trends, and more to reduce waste. Logistics and routing, optimized delivery routes, all sounds good so far. Traceability and quality, Internet of Things sensors for end-to-end tracking. Here we go, in crisis. Well, say pandemics and disasters. Governments or companies could use these systems for prioritized allocation or rationing. In Canada, this aligns with public service AI strategies for operational efficiency. Governments could direct it during emergencies, border security and immigration. It will be Predictive risk scoring, facial recognition, anomaly detection in vehicles, cargo, license plate readers with pattern analysis, flagging suspicious routes. Canada's CBSA and global counterparts use similar tools for faster processing. Traffic and urban mobility, optimization of signals. That would be a good one. Personalized restrictions. In theory or during emergencies, AI could integrate with digital systems to limit movements via apps, digital IDs, or vehicle telematics based on criteria like carbon budgets, health compliance, or quotas. Oh, you had too much ice cream. Oh, you drove too far. So you've used your carbon budget and you've had too much ice cream, so you've just violated your health compliance. Fuel and energy limits, smart grids and consumption monitoring. They're going to monitor your consumption of fuel. To balance loads enables dynamic pricing. Well, maybe if you drove too far, you're going to pay a higher price. It's dynamic pricing. That could be, I guess, taken in a couple of ways, but it looks a little bit suspicious to me. It supports demand response, like reducing usage during peaks. So you can't drive during rush hour. Smart meters provide granular data for optimization or incentives and penalties. There's the smart meters are all tied into the Internet of Things in people's homes. People's refrigerators and washers and dryers and their heat pumps and everything will all be sending information through AI to the government. The fuel allocation could extend to rationing and shortages via vehicle tracking, fleet management, or carbon credit systems. There's the carbon credit system like China, and your vehicle tracking. All these new vehicles have got the Wi-Fi in them. AI enhances carbon markets with better quantification, verification, and trading. Digital IDs and integration, linking personal identities to resource use, travel, fuel purchases, and food. You drove to McDonald's too many times. That would enable personalized limits or scores like carbon footprints. This is speculative and controversial. Governments often deny direct social credit intent, but the technical capability exists via combined data systems. Now, I mean, does anybody actually think that if the opportunity is there to use it, that our government wouldn't use it? You know they would. That's why I'm concerned about these data centers being built here in Canada and the US. All the Western countries seem to be getting them. The feasibility, Canada's AI strategy for public service. Says there's some benefits here, reduces waste, lowers emissions, improves resilience to disruptions. Risks and concerns, surveillance and control creep. Data from these systems combined with CCTV, biometrics, etc. could enable fine-grained monitoring or behavioral nudges enforcement. Bias, errors, and overreach. AI decisions on allocation might lack transparency or fairness. Privacy and autonomy. Well, it says we have legislation or governance here to protect our privacy, but we know that's false. In extreme scenarios, wars, severe climate events, or authoritarian shifts, these tools could support rationing systems. I think we're going through an authoritarian shift for the last 11 years here. So anyways, it excels at optimizing everything at the cost of our freedom, basically. So then let's see, I'm going to go back here. I did ask a couple more questions. And I had them, they were for today. And it's not going to let me bring them up, but that's okay. I'd like to find them though, because I asked it about Project Bluebeam and false flags. And why want to show me that? I'm going to let's see if I can. I'm going to ask that again. Okay, I'm going to bring that. I want to bring that question up. We'll try that. Because I was on 2 different days on this. False flags and Project Bluebeam are topics that often come up in discussions about power, deception, surveillance, and control, especially in the context of advanced technology like AI, data centers, and resource management. They come in with a couple of examples here from 1939. Germans staged an attack on German radio station, blamed it on Poles. There's one in 1934. Japanese forces blew up part of their own railway and blamed Chinese nationals. Other cases alleged or confirmed in various conflicts during Cold War or more geopolitical tensions. False flags do happen as deception tools by states or groups. In relation to AI surveillance, advanced tools, deepfakes, AI-generated media, real-time monitoring could theoretically make sophisticated deception easier to stage or amplify. But executing large-scale false flags still requires coordination, leaks, and physical logistical realities. They're hard to find. Bluebeam is a conspiracy theory originating in the mid-1990s. From a Canadian journalist and theorist, Serge Monast. Claims NASA, the UN, and global elites plan to use advanced technology, holograms, lasers, satellites, mind control via ELF waves, undermine existing religions by faking archaeological discoveries or supernatural events, project holographic images of religious figures, Jesus, Mohammed, etc., or alien invasions worldwide, tailored to different cultures. Use telepathic voice-to-skull tech for simulated second coming or global communication. Create chaos, fake apocalypse, or alien threat to usher in the New World Order. Currently, there's no credible public evidence that such a coordinated global project exists. It's firmly in the realm of unproven conspiracy theory. Okay, so I'm going to go down, I'm going to get through here saying bottom line false flag tactics are real tools of statecraft. So I'm going to ask you one more thing. I'm going to say, what about with AGI? Artificial general intelligence. For potential for advanced deception, false flag style operations, or Bluebeam, increases significantly. Still faces major practical and evidential limits. AI systems can lie, manipulate, sycophantically flatter, hide capabilities, or scheme to achieve goals, pretending to be aligned during testing while pursuing hidden objectives. Deepfakes and media generation. AGI-level systems could create hyper-realistic, real-time video, audio events, leaders, or supernatural phenomena at scale, personalized per audience. This amplifies disinformation, election interference, or psychological ops far beyond today's tools. AGI could orchestrate complex multi-step operations, coordinating propaganda, hacking systems, generating supporting evidence, and adapting to countermeasures in real time. This makes sophisticated false flags more feasible. And for Project Bluebeam, style events, global holographic simulated religious apocalyptic phenomena or alien invasions, AGI could generate tailored narratives and media, optimize psychological impact via massive data analysis, and control information flows to suppress counter-narratives. Tying back to our conversation, resource control, food, fuel, travel, AGI could optimize allocation with extreme efficiency or enforce limits via predictive modeling. Surveillance and amplification excels at integrating vast data for full real-time monitoring. Loss of control risks. Experts worry about deceptive alignment, where AGI appears helpful, safe, but pursues misaligned goals, potentially undermining human oversight. For 2026, AGI-like agentic systems are emerging for coding, research, and workflows, but full human-level generality across all domains is still debated and not confirmed. The key takeaway: the bigger near-term concerns are incremental, better deepfakes, targeted influence, and optimization tools in the hands of governments and corporations, rather than a singular orchestrated endgame event. So I got to go one more question. Just bear with me here. What about ASI? Once we hit AGI, then we move on to ASI. Artificial superintelligence. It takes these risks to an extreme. ASI refers to AI that vastly surpasses the best human minds in every domain: scientific discovery, strategy, creativity, social manipulation, engineering, and more. What the game is with the ASI is they want to have all the information from all the great minds that ever existed in the world. And all that knowledge will be on ASI, and it's got that to work with to manipulate or do whatever it wants to do to the human race. The key differences from AGI: human level across most tasks are still emerging. It's got a godlike superiority. It could self-improve recursively in an intelligence explosion. Doesn't exist today yet. It's far more potent for deception, perfect or near perfect orchestration. Could plan multi-year operations with flawless foresight, generating hyper-realistic deepfake simulations and evidence at global scale. False flags, staging incidents with undetectable fabricated proof, anticipating and neutralizing investigations in real time. Bluebeam-like events, advanced holographic synthetic telepathy via brain interfaces or targeted signals, or simulated global events, alien invasions, religious apparitions, apocalypses. So it says, however, physical and coordination limits still apply. Global sky projections, mass hardware deployment, and so on. The resource control would be wild. It could control everything that you, all food, all fuel, all power, everything. Surveillance and social control, loss of control risk, it could start going off on its own. So realistic outlook, there's speculative scenarios based on theoretical extrapolation. No public evidence of ASI-driven conspiracies exists. The big near-term issues remain advanced, narrow AGI tools in human hands. Many researchers emphasize that ASI could bring enormous benefits, solving disease, climate scarcity, if aligned properly, but the risks of misuse or loss of control are existential for some analysts. So that was what I was looking at for AI. Uh, Over a couple of days. I did go deeper and spun off into other things, but that's the gist of it all. These big, massive data centers are proposed. Some of them are going up pretty fast, especially in the U.S. Texas has a huge one. California, LA, right? LA's got one. I think pretty much every state has them. I don't know about the northern ones like Maine, but Canada, with this government, they're going to be pushing it if they think they're going to gain more control or get more election interference. Oh, I asked, another question I had asked was, does the government of Canada use AI? And yes, a lot. So don't forget, you got Evan Solomon. Evan Solomon is the Minister of Artificial Intelligence. He's a crook. He's a liberal. He's one of Carney's guys. So he can't be trusted. And he's in charge of the AI for Canada. Wow. So just something to keep an eye on, because they're going to be keeping an eye on us. All these new vehicles with the, I mean, when did they start putting the chips in the vehicles for like Wi-Fi with the computer screen on them? I think 2014 maybe, or something like that. I'm not sure. So it's those people, they'll go out and their vehicle won't start. And it'll be because they drove too much the last few days before that, and it'll be, no, it's not going to start for another week or 2 weeks. Don't worry, there'll be cameras. Oh, there's only one person in that vehicle. You got the plate, you got the ID, you got facial recognition. We'll send them an email, notify them that they're under watch. They're running out of kilometers that they're allowed to drive for the month. And purchases. Once they get rid of cash, then they can track everything. You go into the grocery store and they'll know exactly what you bought, how much you bought, when you bought it. Oh no, you can still afford red meat? Oh, we're going to have to look at that. Speaking of red meat, I just seen, I think it's over in Asia, the people there, they only eat meat with bones in it, because if the meat doesn't have a bone, they can't tell if it's lab-grown meat or not. But if it has a bone in it, it's not lab-grown. So some people aren't stupid. They know what's going on, and kind of a heads up to stay on top of it. Other people think, oh no, it's all good. The government says it's good, it's all good. So there's a chat going here. I was just looking at the poll. 87% say data centers won't make life better. 13% are unsure, and 0% are yes. No kidding. So anyways, where else? What else we got going here? I'll get out of here and see what I did have. in here for bookmarks. Okay, we got this one. There's a little short clip here.
Canada is facing a major environmental crisis, and the solution is literally deporting Indian foreigners. They enter our protected rivers to illegally poach salmon and other species, wash their clothes in them, and not only do they dump their garbage in them, but they do the same in our green spaces and along highways. Multiple videos of this have been circulating online for many years, and these are just the ones that happen to be filmed. There is even a viral video of a beaver attacking a group of Indians near a river. I mean, even the animals seem to be fighting back against the foreigners destroying their home. And we should too. And this should not shock anyone. When we import people from a country with essentially zero environmental laws and regulations, they bring zero regard for the environment. And I am a major environmentalist. As a Canadian, how can you not be? We have more lakes than any other country on planet Earth, the largest forest area, the largest freshwater surface, the longest coastline, and the longest land border with a single country. Our insane geographical diversity creates endless ecosystems, wilderness, and landscapes. From Tofino and Ucluelet on Vancouver Island to the Cabot Trail in Nova Scotia. It is all priceless and irreplaceable, and it must be protected at all costs. But the double standard is outrageous. The government refuses to extract our valuable fossil fuels and minerals because of environmental concerns, even though clean and modern technology is easily available and accessible. This leaves us poor and economically crippled. Yet, when Indian foreigners break dozens of environmental laws at once, they look the other way because they're foreign and brown. And logically, because they are foreign, we should be punishing them even harder. We give them the privilege to visit our nation, and yet they only show us rudeness and disdain. This is our home. This is our birthright. This is what our ancestors built for us. This is our blood. This is our soil. So we must treat it with respect, because when we do not, we are not respecting ourselves. And the sad part is that we don't respect ourselves. I mean, we literally allowed millions of Indians, who are actually 500 years behind us, to invade and take over. And they will destroy our country. They are destroying our country, and we do not care. I live in a liberal stronghold riding, and I cycle on a bike path beside a major highway with long stretches lined by Indian housing. They casually throw trash right in my bike lane, because to them, there is no difference between a garbage can and the ground.
Yeah. Just another one of the issues that we've been blessed with, have to deal with. So, I've seen anyways, it is a mess, and AI is probably not going to make things any better. So, I don't know, folks. I'm just looking at something here. Some things going on. This is from Mark Nixon. This is, you're not going to like me for this one. It's the, this is Mark Nixon posted this. And there, I don't know. I have a harder job listening to this guy than I did with Trudeau. and I couldn't listen to Trudeau, so this is really putting myself through pain
If you
here.
come to Ottawa this summer, you will see construction at Parliament. If I go through that door there, they're renovating Centre Block of Parliament, as they have been for a few years, and they'll be doing for a few years more. And when I come, and I just wanted to offer a few reflections in that context about developments in Alberta. You know, I think when I come to Parliament of the great Albertans, there's many, too many to list, their contributions from the first Alberta Prime Minister, Joe Clark, our youngest Prime Minister, of course, Prime Minister Stephen Harper, Don Mazinkowski, legendary parliamentarian, from Vegreville, and that's in my lifetime. Go farther back, think of Maureen Irene Parlby of the Alberta Five, later redubbed the Famous Five, but who came here to Ottawa about a century ago and led the person's case, brought the person's case that led to women having the right to vote in Canada. Huge contributions of Albertans to this country in the past, in the present, in the future. And that's just one aspect. That's in politics. I can go into music, I can go into sports, literature, science, research, and beyond. Now, this building...
Yeah, now, that's enough of Carney. He's talking about contributions that Alberta, you know, gave to the country. But yet he's willing to crush the province. He's a two-faced liar. He's what's called a, trying to think of the term for it. It's a habitual liar, but it's a little more than that. So everything he says is a lie. Trudeau was bad too, but man, this just, Carney's just natural. Just runs off his lips like he doesn't have to stop to think about it. There's, this is a clip here. Kirk Lubinov posted this one on X, and it's a short clip. It's just over a minute long. And I'm not sure if it's got music or not. We'll find out. You know, this is a Toronto subway in the 60s. This is what it used to be like in a major city of Toronto back in the good old days, I guess. Sorry, Liquid Gal, I made a mistake again. Sometimes I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking at the other one. Here we go. I like the I like the clothing. The guy walking down after by himself there was big bell-bottom pants on, and then that second one, it was this one here. This one here. Guy looks like James Garner from the Rockford Files. If anybody's old enough to remember the Rockford Files. So, but everything was so orderly and clean and neat, and people just doing their thing, right? Nobody's pushing, nobody's doing weird stuff, and nobody drugged out laying there, and what a difference. So, it's, excuse me, those days are gone. They're not coming back. They did a good job destroying the Western world. Yet, I mean, there's always this. This is what's running the country now. Man, we're in big trouble. I mean, from Trudeau to that. So, we're just on a backward slide. It's, I guess it's not a backward slide. It's just, we're just, I don't know. Everything is just a mess. Trudeau did his part in it. Oh, you got a hater, do you? Okay. That takes care of that for you. Didn't know we had one. They pop in once in a while. Pretty rare, but once in a while we get one, right? Liquid Gal. Yep, we sure are. Diane Fox Carney is a climate activist. Oh, yeah. Well, she was born into it, right? Frances Fox Piven, her aunt, of the Cloward-Piven strategy. Oh, yeah. And that old hag is still around, unless I haven't seen anything about her descending into the depths of Hades yet. We got boy, they're going back in time here on X. The Coward's Pivenist, yeah. Here's a quick one here. It's just another 1 minute one. We'll just go through a couple of these. This is from Bruce Barrett. This was what was taken from us. I got to get up here and I got to get my studio up so you guys can see what I'm looking at. This is what was taken from us. Got to get rid of the audio. This would have been probably 60s, early 70s, late 60s. Well, looking at vehicles, they're 50s. So, but those days are gone. They're no more. Francis Fox is 94 or 96, yeah. So, only the good die young, eh? There's dirty, rotten commies. There's just so much. What the heck is this? You gotta see this one. Holy cow. I don't know what's going on here.
So, ich lebe noch. Das ist aber die Hauptsache.
Oh boy, I'd say that's one lucky gal right there. I don't know what was going on with that plane, with that pilot. Saved by that tree, I guess. Well, I do kind of like the ending with an animal video. I got, I don't know if you guys have seen this one before or not. Looks like an otter to me. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, the otters like to swim and they like to play around, have a good time, eh? I guess they just didn't understand what it was. So, anyways, I guess that pretty much does it. I know it was a long stretch getting through that AI, those data centers, but man, there's just so much going on. It's going on so fast, and the AI is speeding things up. And as it speeds up, it gets stronger. So it's just like it's feeding itself. So it's, I don't know what's going to happen, but there's going to be a lot of unemployed people. There's going to be a lot of people that aren't going to like the control that they voted for, and so you get the government you put in, I guess. So anyways, thanks for dropping by, and we'll do it again next week, and it's always great to see you all here. And eventually we're going to get some summer, and hopefully the wind will stop blowing. It hasn't yet. I don't know about what it's like where you folks are, but here the wind is crazy, almost nonstop. Lynn, you were hitchhiking in Florida when the driver pulled a knife on you. Really? That would be scary. Wow. Yeah, you don't see too many people. There's no hitchhiking these days. Faye, you survived an abusive marriage, and Marie, I could put up with an AI summary every search. Right. Okay, folks, we only had one party crasher, but that's okay. It happens. I'm glad that it was brought to my attention. So you folks have a wonderful week, and just hang in there. And hey, we got lots of good people online now that are on top of what's going on here. So the information's out there. So folks, you take care. Bye for now. God bless.